Here he comes. He's coming back on.
Okay, I'm back.
Good evening, everyone. Hey, Don Prosser. We've got Don Prosser and, of course, Todd Clemmer here with us tonight. I want to welcome everybody. We just went live. Don had dropped off just a second ago, so we're sweating bullets just a tad. But, Don, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it.
Great to have you with us tonight. I know you've spent the whole day training at the office there, sharing your awesome knowledge with everybody in the Esprit training. Am I saying that right, Esprit?
Yeah, Esprit, yeah. Good time today.
Tell us a bit about that. I mean, I actually tuned in on the live feed via Twitter on Periscope, and I'm loving what I'm hearing, man. What are you doing out there with that?
Yeah, it's a neat group of folks to get together on every Wednesday. Neat guy by Wasar Bay out here moved me into this thing called Periscope, the web stream, anything you need out there.
Awesome app.
So it's been really fun, folks.
Awesome. So we are just getting connected to everybody. I want to do a quick mic check, and we can get started with tonight's show. This is the True Health webinar hosted by Enagic Web System. And how are we sounding out to you guys tonight? Sounding okay out there? Welcome, John. Good to have you, brother. Welcome, Gail, Brandon. People are just pouring in right now. Leomar, Jasna. I'm probably butchering people's names. I'm really bad with that. We got Daryl out there. He's on the chat. He's coming out of Costa Rica, so he'll be handling chat questions and helping you guys out there in the chat room, keeping things cool. Don and Todd, you can load up the chat by clicking on, Don, if you mouse over to the left-hand side of your screen there, you'll see a lightning bolt with a computer picture.
Got it.
Click on that and then log into the webinar jam interface, and you'll get all of the chat, so you can interact with people and answer questions and whatnot. Okay, I'm kind of stuck on you. I forgot that. All right. Oh. Echo from Patrick saying echo. How about everybody else? All right.
Hello, everyone. I don't know if I have an echo on my voice. Am I coming through to everyone?
Don, they're saying you have an echo and you're not coming in clear. Can you try that headset again to see if your audio comes in better?
Sure.
It almost looks like you're double connected. Again, everyone, we'll be getting started here in just a minute. We apologize for the delays. You know, these technology systems don't often work out when you're connecting from different parts of the world, different computing systems and whatnot. Every week's a challenge. But, hey, we're going to have a great webinar here this evening. We're going to keep rolling, and then we'll try to deal with the audio issue with, yeah, Don says you were cutting out and stuff, so we'll just do the best we can with that tonight. Worst case scenario, we got Don on headphones now, and hopefully that'll go well, okay? So this evening, everyone, we are taking on and our topic tonight is the truth about true health. And as you can see here next to me, we have mental, physical, and financial health. That's the trinity that is Enagic. That is the trinity that brings such great success to people from all over the world. Unbelievable things. You saw Joko from Indonesia, and what he has done with the Enagic system of success and prosperity is unbelievable. I mean, out there, and what Joko's, I'm just blown away with what they're doing out there in Indonesia. It makes me want to go. I can't wait to actually meet him in person. But this is happening on a global scale. People from all over the world are tapping into prosperity with Enagic. I've been here for 10 years. We're celebrating our 10th anniversary here real soon, and we'll send announcements about that. We're excited. But, you know, over the last 10 years, I've seen so many success stories come out of this company. And so I just wanted to kind of dig into a little bit more into the True Health formula, the True Health, the trinity that is True Health. And let's take on the truths. Let's talk about the truth of mental health, the physical and financial health, and what that means when in relationship to Enagic. So, you know, guys, what do you think? We can start out with, you know, mental truth. And go from there. I mean, obviously, mental is the first element. I think Mr. Ashiro knew that when he put that into his mission with Enagic way back in the day. Mental health is the foundation of absolutely everything that we do in our lives. When our minds are not in sync, when our minds are not in the right place, we find it very hard to create success in our lives. I mean, straight up. What do you guys think? I mean, the bottom line is we've got to have the right tools in place mentally before we can even take on any vehicle of prosperity, wealth, or business in general. And I know, Don, you've been working on this very directly in your SB trainings that we had today there in Torrance. So I'll go ahead and go to you right now, and let's expand on that. What are you thinking as far as that's concerned?
Okay, hopefully the audio is a little better. Anything better at your end? Or it's still
it sounds pretty good. We're just going to roll. I think we can hear you okay, and I'll keep an eye on the chat, and we'll do what we can there with your connection. It looks like your video is a little fuzzy, but we'll work with that.
Okay. An interesting story about why I entered Enagic. I was very captivated by Mr. O, the person, not Conch in the water, not the compliment, none of that. Because obviously I'm an employee, so I can't take advantage of the compliment to begin with. And in the beginning, none of us really know about the water, so it wasn't a captivating story. I bought into Mr. Oshiro's vision of how he helps people. And I thought, well, I've just never met an individual like this. So for me, he represents this kind of perfected sense of relationship building. You know, he's always great on building relationships. And so you know, folks always struggle with that last piece of the puzzle. Am I echoing a lot?
No, you're good right now. I'm just testing some things. Yeah, continue on.
You know, a lot of us, we get the physical health, we get the financial health, but then at that last one, gosh, how do I demo mental health? What do I talk about? So I've taken the liberty of kind of rebranding that relationship health. And so if people could learn to polish their relationships, just think how much better life would be, myself included, of course. So when I met Mr. Oshiro, I watched the way he interacted with people. Here's a guy who's self-made billionaire, millionaire, whatever he is. Doesn't have to do anything. He should be sitting on the beach, drinking his nice cold Okinawan alcohol and having a good day, bottle of Kangen next to him. But he uses that energy to kind of transfer to the rest of us. So I was just amazed. And Eric, I know you've heard, and Todd, when you speak to people in Enagic, it's their real story that counts, not their medical story. I don't care whether ABC went away or they stopped taking their meds. That to me is not the real story. It's the story that happened because of that. And I'm always reminded that when the old man named the company, he said, change your water, change your life. He didn't say change your water, change your health.
That's right.
That's a big key to us, and we often forget that piece, and we think it's change your water, change your health. So we say to ourselves, well, we got to go looking for sick people. And to me, every single human on the face of the planet needs to drink Kangen water. The healthy, the sick, the not yet healthy, the not yet sick, whoever they are. If they've got a mouth and they're breathing, they deserve to be drinking this. So I don't want to limit who we speak to, so to speak. So that mental aspect, you're right. Unless we've got that aimed at the right target, and I happen to think that that target is your. I'm trying not to use the word prospect, client, customer, anything like that. Your future partner's dreams. If you can aim your focus there, that's so much more important.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't agree more. And I believe that we fixed the audio issue. I tweaked some things on my end. So I think we're good right now. Eventually we'll get that audio issue worked out. I'm not sure what's going on there, but thank you everyone for your patience. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, so you know, I want to chime in with you here, Todd. And what are you thinking about that? Like, so what's the truth and what's the mental truth of Enagic? What comes to you when you ponder that question?
For me, I love to offer people true health. And I don't want them to spend their whole life to try to get healthy finances. Just go ahead and let's get that taken care of and settled. I don't want them to spend their whole life getting a healthy body. Let's go ahead and get that settled so they can enjoy life. When you get those two under wraps, it's going to bring upon peace of mind, for sure. And I like to get those three elements settled in your life so then we can really spend the rest of our time on having a healthy mind. So there's a difference of having peace of mind and having a healthy mind. If you get your finances in check and your health is in check, you're definitely going to have peace of mind. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're on the greatest path to having a healthy mind. To be on a path to have a healthy mind, you need to be able to be in a situation to where you're not weighed down by these other things. That's why Enagic gracefully offers a vehicle to get them settled in your life so you can get on to what is possible in life.
Right.
Having a healthy mind is this forever journey of remaining and living in the question, you know, being so thankful for what it is that you have, and saying, wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. What else is possible, and how does it get any better than this? And when we decide to live in that question, all heaven and earth splits wide open, the whole universe splits wide open and delivers every single day. And you will come to find out there are things that you didn't even know that you could have that would be possible in your life. And then you'll gain those by remaining in that question. So you want to set goals to achieve those goals, go ahead and get them. And then set new goals. And then new goals. It's an untapped meadow of unending goodness and greatness on how wonderful this life really can be. So you don't ever want to come to a conclusion about this is it and this is it. No, we want to get true health settled in your life, so then you can spend the rest of your time focusing on healthy mind. Not just peace of mind. We want to get that nailed in first. And by the way, your peace of mind, when I talk to people, I tell them their peace of mind begins when they just simply say yes to having true health being an actual possibility in their life. The second you just say yes to the opportunity, your peace of mind turns on. But we're going to get true health actualized and settled in your life and get it out the way, so then we can go on this forever journey of finding out how good it really can get. And this is really about living a wonderful life, a life that you love, a life, living life powerfully without limitation, but being able to offer that same good news to someone else. This is really what it's all about.
No doubt about that. Don, if you don't mind, just real fast, in the beginning of what you said was so wonderful, and unfortunately people didn't hear it. They're asking me to have you just kind of recap what you said in the beginning there. I mean, it was important.
Was that the aspect about when I first
met Mr. Shiro? Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. I had an interview with him the first time. We had a common friend. I wanted nothing to do with him. I was like, you know, this is just not for me. I started hearing about network marketing. It was a small company. I'd come from major, megalithic kind of firms that were, you know, very hierarchical, and you had managers and directors, and I was used to that thing. The first time I met him really wasn't that thing. It was the second meeting. He said, hey, you know, by the way, kid, I want to really tell you what we do. And he let me in. He says, we don't make anything. He said, you may think that we're a developer, we have this factory, we make this product. Mr. O is the one that taught me that Kangen water is not ours. He taught me that Enagic's product is its people, and we often forget that. He was the one that put that into me, because obviously he's hiring me as an employee. I can't take advantage of this great comp plan. You know, Todd can. Other people can take advantage of that, completely transform their lives. And the water, you know, I hadn't been drinking it long enough, so it wasn't that impressive to me. But definitely his way of being, how he interacted with people, for a person who didn't have to do it, amazed me. He didn't have to make a dollar. He's going to be, Mr. O is always going to be well off. He's never going to be hurting. He knows how to make money, and he knows how to motivate people. But I love the theme of your talk tonight is about true health. I hope that we struggle with that word health. I hope it makes us uncomfortable. When we hear that, the truth behind true health, I hope we don't immediately go to bodily health, because that's a mistake. Mr. O has never, ever, ever delineated the word health to mean bodily health. For him, it's a three-way piece of the puzzle. Whenever you mention the word health, he says, oh, which one? Are you talking about your physical health? You're talking about your financial health? You're talking about your, you know, spirit, your mental clarity, your peace of mind, your relationship health? So I would hope that we would change our vocabularies to where health no longer means just body.
Yeah, that's right. Can you speak up just a little bit when you talk?
I sure can.
Yeah, just kind of speak loud. So yeah, and that's a great point. You know, so many people do focus on the physical health aspect of everything, but we're talking about, you know, the Trinity, the three that brings everything that forward, that makes Enagic so great. And you know, on the mental health spectrum, everybody knows that you need to spend, you know, some of your time in your personal development phase. I mean, you've got to read some great books. I constantly am working on myself. I'm a work in progress, probably till the day I die. And it's something that everybody needs to do, is to work on your mind, work on your thinking, make sure that you're open to receive abundance, open to receive the gifts that Oshuro and Enagic, the opportunity that is here, that so that you can receive the greatness that is available to you. Many people have done great, and I honestly believe, and I know you guys do as well, that Enagic, anybody can succeed with this. They truly can. So the first key to all of it is that mental health, to get yourself, to read whatever books inspire you, to do activities that inspire you, whether it be lifting weights like Don, or running like me, or exercising, or anything in general, like anything that makes you feel that clarity of mind, the peace of mind, and then, of course, the proper thinking, the thinking that brings success into your life, I think is an important element. And you know, coming out of that, we have our physical health. And this is a hot topic for you, Don. I mean, we were just chatting about this earlier today, because a lot of people, getting an echo on somebody, not sure why. You know, a lot of people do focus on, okay, here's the water and it healed my cancer, or it did this or did that, you know. And I know that you wanted to talk a bit about that, Don, because we're going to talk about the truth behind all of this stuff. So let's talk about the truth of physical health as well. Let's go ahead and start that conversation.
Wow, where do we start? I think that's a good one. I think one of the things that's always been missing in Enagic is we seem to have this philosophy: I can beat the crap out of my body, I can do terrible, terrible things, but I'll just drink some Kangen water and make it better. I think that has to change. We have to understand, and a big proponent of this, we're going to do a three-way kind of a panel discussion with myself, Shan Stratton, and Wade Lightheart Friday morning in Hawaii. And we're going to talk about that. That if you want to represent true health, you really have to take care of your body. And to have that true physical health, it doesn't mean, yeah, I can smoke a pack of cigarettes, stuff some stuff down my throat, completely ignore exercise. Oh, but I had a gallon of Kangen water today. That makes it all better. The opposite is actually true. Geez, I did all this for my body. I protected myself. I did a workout. I watched my diet, what I ate. I was good to myself. I deserve a gallon of Kangen water. So you just come into it from a different angle. I'll tell you, as a guy at 48 who was massively out of shape, couldn't go up a good flight of stairs without having a huff and puff, couldn't do those push-ups when I was a young kid. So I took a year kind of to revamp myself, and it was difficult. It was hard. Eric, you know, as a runner, there are days that you wake up and you say, I just do not want to run.
Absolutely. And you got to do it. You break through that mental barrier.
Yeah, and you still get up and you still do it. I would like to see some smart character out there really create a Kangen fitness program that took advantage of good mental stability, fantastic awareness of what happens to your body when you do treat it right, and then purify it with that kind of Kangen water. That's a future thing that I think the field has to take and roll with. But also, you've got to think, if you're going to stand up on stage and be a product of the product, you got to be in shape. I mean, people are going to look at you and say,
right.
Geez, wait a minute, this guy's preaching about alkalinity and negative ORP and blah, 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 but he's 30 pounds overweight, or he's 50 pounds overweight, or he's 100 pounds overweight, or he doesn't have good posture, or whatever it is. You know, people are going to evaluate that. So I think it gives everybody a chance to take a look and say, even if I can only do 2 push-ups, 20 minutes on the treadmill, whatever you can do, that's enough. I mean, I've seen some of our distributors are disabled, and they're still out there giving it their go. They're unbeatable, and I can imagine if I were disabled, what would that do to my ability to exercise? I'd still like to, I don't know, see if I could pull myself out of the chair, whatever it was. And you've seen some people make some amazing things here.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So again, with what you're saying, we're talking about lifestyle here. I mean, that's really what the Trinity is. It's the lifestyle of all 3 elements that Mr. Shiro envisioned. And then he gave us the tools to create those 3 elements, to create that balance, that whole life balance that creates the prosperity and abundance that many have experienced here. And physical health is a big part of that. Because what I've you know, okay, lots of things have been helped with Kangen water. I've seen it time and time again, and it's not something we should be promoting on, you know, directly saying our water heals anything or anything like that. Don, you know, we know that shouldn't be taking place. What more so I think we should be focusing on behind the physical health aspect of everything is the lifestyle. Okay, what happened when you started drinking Kangen water? You started thinking more about what you eat. You started thinking about exercising, thinking about being more healthy, because this entire element comes into place. When your mental health comes into balance, your physical health begins to follow, and when those two become aligned, a lot of power takes place. I mean, that's really what it's all about there. I mean, wouldn't you say that? What do you say about that, Todd? What do you think?
Did you ask me, Eric? Did you say Todd or Don?
Todd.
Okay. Well, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. But we got to look at these three things: mental health, physical health, financial health. I mean, all three of these. I mean, the entire world would love to have that. Everyone's looking for that.
No
they're
doubt.
looking for one out of the three, or they're looking for all three, and they're going to dedicate and spend their whole life trying to achieve them. Trying to get that settled in their life. They really are. And so, you know what? I mean, the good news about what Enagic offers us is you literally can just tell someone, is that what you want? Well, you can have it. It's just that simple. True health, you can have it. We have the solution for you to be able to take that as an advantage into your life. You can just have it. I mean, that is ridiculous good news for someone that's wanting that. So everyone wants that, and you can tell others. The good news is, well, you can have it. There's this amazing company from Okinawa, Japan, that has created this as a possibility for others to just have it in their life. And the way it's going to show up for you is by saying yes and offering it to others, letting them know that they can just have it. And when we get it this simple, it's going to be game over and expedite it up into people's lives. Getting, you know, a healthy body, healthy finances, and peace of mind settled. Boom, get that out the way. Now we can get on to really focusing on the mind and where we want to be and what we can create. And again, I was speaking this weekend.
Great job with that. I really enjoyed watching you out there.
Well, thank you. We had an absolute blast. It was amazing. I got to the last 2 weekends. Last weekend I was in Northwest Arkansas with Philip and Loretta Hart and Michelle Rayleigh. And speaking of the people's lives, the weekend before I was in New Orleans, Louisiana there. And one thing that we were mentioning is the fact that you can just have it. And this is good news that everyone deserves to know. And there's a paradigm shift when we start really just simply offering this good news to folks. And it's powerful. Everyone wants it. So Enagic has created the absolute vehicle for others to just have it. So we get that settled in your life. Now we can get on to what's possible. And so this is what I continue to say to people. Everyone's got jobs, some of them got 3 jobs, so I'm not trying to give them a new job. What I am trying to do is offer and convey true health. I want to go ahead and offer and convey true health to people. With that being said, I'm not giving an invitation for you to join Enagic and work and have a job for the next 20 years with Enagic. I don't want you to have a job with Enagic at all. Now, we want you to be a part of Enagic forever, but we really want you to get true health settled in your life, living a life you love powerfully without limitation, so you can really then usher into who it was you were created on the earth for your impact to usher in. For instance, I used Romy Vadera as an example. Yes, he is fully still part of Enagic, and yes, he's got true health settled in his life, but now he's living a life without limitations. So he now it supports what's in his heart's desires and what he wants to be up to. He's a church planner. He just goes ahead and plants churches, okay? And this is what he loves to do outside of Enagic. Is where else can I be a blessing? Where else can I have an impact? Well, this is what we're talking about. When someone gets true health settled in their life, then they get to be a true giver. That's what I want to be. And I was sharing on stage this weekend is that I have always enrolled the whole world into unconditional love, because my mama taught me what that was. She learned it from her mama, who learned it from God, which is just real love. So I've always, Matt and I, and all my brothers, we've had this heart to enroll people unconditionally into unconditional love. Now I get to enroll people into what's possible for them in their lives through unconditional love. And it's absolutely amazing. So one day, I was sharing this on stage one day, someone told me that knew me and knew my heart was enrolling people into love. Someone told me, Todd, just so you know, buddy, I love your heart, but I got to tell you, man, you're not a giver. And it blew me away. I was like, what are you talking about? Because you know I would give you the shirt off my back. Why would you say that to me? Yeah, Todd, you're not a giver. You're a compassionist. And that struck me so hard, and it hit me deep. I was like, what you talking about? You know me? I'm like, yeah, I know. You're a compassionist. You're not a giver. I was like, what do you mean by that? And he says, to be honest with you, Todd, givers actually have something to give. All you can give me is the shirt off your back. I love that. That makes you a compassionist. But you really, it wouldn't be cool if you could actually be a giver. And so that struck me. That had an impact on me. And, you know, I want to be a true giver, along with a compassionist. Be like Romy, who can make a contribution and just start planting churches, because that's what he wants to do. And that's going to have an impact way beyond his years. Living a life powerfully, a life you love without limitation, is really what true health is all about. So, again, what we're saying is we're not giving people a job to sell water machines for the rest of their lives. That's not their dream anyways. We're offering them to get true health in their life to support what their dreams are. So my whole organization and downline now, when people are coming in, I want to know what they want. A lot of them actually have a dream to have an impact on society. Well, let's launch that by taking on Enagic's a vehicle of true health in their life. They can get that settled and then become a true giver and literally be able to be up to whatever else, however they else want to contribute into this life. So they're going to meet goals. You get there, boom, now what? Let's make new goals. And now what? Let's make new goals. So it should be this never-ending, evolving. And by the way, this whole thing is ever evolving. My mission to spread true health globally with compassion, lined up with Mr. Oshiro, is continually evolving. My heart for this is continually evolving. I want to get better at it all the time. But the bottom line is we are not only being able to get true health settled for ourselves and our lives and me, and me. The best news is I get to share it with unlimited amount of people that I could ever think of, giving them the front row VIP pass to the show of their life. That's my favorite part, is be able to be a blessing to the rest.
So the truth behind it all, Don, I'm having headphone issues. I can't hear myself. So the truth behind it, Don, is, I mean, you know, do you think everybody can achieve this? I mean, do you think this is available to everyone?
You know, you got to be careful of the real sobby answers. Say, yeah, everybody can do it. You have to really be careful, because I think without some amount of strife, Mr. Oshiro always calls it your drama, you have to have an issue, something to overcome. He talks about Enagic being a place for those who are disadvantaged to find advantage. So I'd say it is for everyone, but it's not a free road. It's not, you just walk here, you come in here, and everything happens. I do know, after speaking with him for many, many years, one of the most important things that at least I gleaned from him, I can't say that this is Mr. Oshiro's dream, but maybe it's Don Prosser's, is that the day will come when the word demo no longer means the water. We will demo financial fitness for somebody. We will demo peace of mind. The demo will not only be contained in 1/3 of the puzzle. So think about it. By me charging into your house, Eric, and saying, I've got to show you this demo, boom, 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 laying out the cups, doing the whole demo, I haven't even got to know Eric, what Eric's issues are, what Eric's dreams are, what his aspirations are. As a matter of fact, I was rude as hell to barge into your house to start demoing you.
Mm-hmm.
That's like me walking up to you and say, you know, you got to change your TV provider to this, you need to use that kind of shaving cream. I actually think it's rather brass of us to come across and say, you just need this. Maybe that can be a piece of the puzzle that comes later. But I just spent 3 weeks here in Torrance with 3 different classes on teaching how to interview a partner for them. All had to do with the other person. So I like where Todd went He's talking about enrolling somebody into something that's to their best advantage. Imagine if I walk into Todd's house and I'm like, Todd, hi, how are you doing? What do you want to accomplish in life? And he's talking to me and telling me, and the whole time I'm thinking, I hope you buy a machine, I hope you buy a machine, I hope you buy a machine. I'm not listening to Todd. I have my own agenda. I'm not interested in what Todd's dreams are. I just want to move machinery into this guy's house and then go to the next person.
Good point.
We find that so often. We find that so often. EWS, you do a very, very good job of branding that holistic health. And I'm hoping one day we can make some kind of logo around the word health that lets us connect those pieces of the puzzle. Kind of thinking, the image of the kind of person that they sent out into space. The guy had kind of a male, female body, and his arms are all stretched out. What if an alien were to come down to Earth today and hear the word health? What would they think? Well, if they were in an Enagic anywhere around somebody who drinks Kangen water, they'd probably hear, wow, that word means mental health, that word means kind of a spiritual connection, it's got a financial component to it, and it's got a bodily component. It wouldn't mean just locked into one thing.
Yeah, I like that. So I like the point you made with people just assuming that people need or want this, and coming at it with the energy of desperation. You kind of touched on that a bit there, like coming into someone's house and be like, I need to make a sale. What do you feel the key to making that sale is without that pressure? Because I'm not a high pressure sales type person. Never liked it. I don't feel like it works. At least it doesn't work for me. Some people it does work for. I know people that it works for, but a lot of people on here would rather have something a little more relaxed. And I believe that with this whole thing you've been talking about, Don, that that there's a way to approach this business that is and share the information of True Health with people that is not so brass or so desperate, and so many people are leading like that. I mean, what would you say about that?
I mean, I've translated for Mr. Oshiro now for 9 years. A lot of people probably listening to this have heard me translate for him. He speaks for about an hour. In 9 years, I don't recall Mr. Oshiro ever once asking any of you to sell his machinery. I just don't remember that. Like, please go sell more machines. I've never once heard him ask you to do that, but our misconception is, I'm supposed to sell machines for Enagic. Absolutely not. You're supposed to create relationships which build goodwill, which create true health from the inside out. If a machine purchase happens to be a component of that, fantastic. It'll happen organically. As a matter of fact, the best people never close. Right? They never close. It happens. It's a part of the process.
The flow.
And there's a terrible word.
Wax on, wax off.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a terrible word that we all use after a demo. And we say, this is how we say it. It's one word we say. What'd you think? It's all one word. What'd you think? And I guarantee everybody after hearing that question says one word. Well, and then something comes after it. It's too expensive. I don't like the color. I don't like water. I'm not human. My unicorn doesn't like it. Whatever. Something comes across and there's a contention. But what if that question was never asked, but the client just said, you know what? I want to get behind this True Health. The purchase of the machine or Ukon or buying into that's just the knock on wood price of entry. But I want into this True Health. And you may have heard we teach this small game called the Typewriter Game, where we teach people how to type, and everybody learns how to type, and then we bring in this $3,980 typewriter, and we slam it down. And we say, here, you need this if you're going to write a letter. But savvy Todd, because he's who he is, he comes in behind us and says, no, wait a minute. Here's a computer. If you get this computer, not only can you type a letter, you can surf the internet, you can do your taxes, you can find your wife, you can stream music, you can do your taxes, boom, there's a million different things that it can do. I think we have to stop selling an ionizer like a typewriter. We have to show, this is a franchise in a box. Without Enagic, I would have never met Todd. Todd has had a massive influence in my life because he introduced me to a fantastic human performance acceleration method that totally transformed my life. That is the third health. It's intangible. I can't box it. But the only way I can demo it to you is by saying, without Enagic giving me this ability to make great friends, I would have never met the one person who led me to part of what I would say the quintessential personal experience of my life. So do you put a value on that? Yeah, it's called $2 quadrillion. It's unknown to man how much that would cost to buy it. So I think if the people are listening would just say, just the act of selling ionizer, to me, next to selling shoes, and no insult to the shoe salesman on the line, it'd be a pretty boring world. You're not selling anything. You're exposing people to a fantastic way of improving their lives. And as Mr. O says, you're liberating people. You are truly freeing people. You're not selling anything.
If only they have the eyes to see it, the heart to hear it, and the eyes, the ears to hear it. I mean, I don't know if I said that right, but I love that, And that's the bottom line with this. I mean, people, once they get it, that's where the success comes in. That's where people experience success. So, I mean, we haven't really talked about financial health, guys. What is the truth behind the financial health aspect of all this, okay? People are making a lot of money here. Oh, didn't say that, can't say that. Maybe we can. I don't know. Don, what's the truth behind the financial health? How does this happen, man?
I always hate, you guys are going to get so sick of hearing, well, I used to hear from Mr. O, but I use him as an example so much. He once taught me, he said, Prosser, how many machines did we move last month? And I'm like, boss, I don't know, 6,000, 5,000. He said, no. Triple that. Quadruple that. That's how many people we kept out of Obamacare. That's how many people we kept out of the unemployment line. That's how many people we stopped from having to go straddle some company with healthcare costs. So in other words, we built entrepreneurs. We actually impacted society. So it's not that you're selling a machine, like a toaster. You put the toaster in my kitchen, I make waffles in it. He actually liberated people from this act of having to go out and knock on a door, put a resume down, ask for a job. The company pays tax on it, he pays tax on it, he gets benefits, there's light bills, you know the whole thing. So he's actually creating an entrepreneurial revolution, and it's gone global. You've seen Russia just opened, Tahiti might open, who knows, but it's gone global, and I know that Joko is a fantastic example of how he markets this. Joko has a marketing understanding that is first and foremost based on the financial rewards. I mean, he's very good at understanding to someone in, say, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, that area, that commission, it'll change their life. 1 point would change their life. Maybe, we here in the West have become a little complacent with thinking, oh, it's not enough, blah, blah, blah. We have to think, what would happen if by helping others, you could be rewarded financially that gave you enough money to help others? I mean, it's a loop that's got to start someplace, but it is self-feeding. It fuels itself.
Love it.
All it does is it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's a pie that is unlimited in the number of slices. Most of us think of a limited pie. Eric gets a piece, Todd gets a piece, Don gets a piece. Oops, none left for anybody else.
Or it all goes up.
Yeah, this is a pie you can keep cutting, and as many people that come to the table, you can feed them. There is no limit. There's not like there's a limited number of people who can join Enagic. So I always like to use the word join my team rather than sold a machine. I think sold a machine is a very finite thing. It's finished. It's like buying a pair of shoes. It's sterile. There's no emotion to it. And a person joined my team is they joined my effort, my cause. But even when we say I sold a machine, to me it sounds rude. Right? I just sold a machine. I brought somebody on my team.
It's narrow.
Yeah, to me it's boring. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I sold a machine. And what's the first?
Wow.
What's the,
Good.
Yeah, what's the subject?
In that,
in the subject in that sentence is I. They have nothing to do with it. But saying, a new member joined my team, they're first and foremost important. They joined our team rather than me. And I know the person who taught me this is Cynthia. Cynthia is always thinking, how can I bring people into a family unit? What is it about by joining Enagic they're going to feel? They're going to feel comforted. And maybe that is because she understands the value of kind of a fragmented family. So she's recreated a very integral, holistic family all on her own. That amazes me.
Oh, man. Yeah, you gave me goosebumps there, Don. Good stuff. Yeah, so
I've got to say something there in response to that, if I may, Air.
Please do.
Well, first of all, Don touched on a lot of gold there, and I'm just so thankful for his presence here with us tonight. But he definitely mentioned one of the biggest payoffs that Enagic has to offer, which is just simply complete fulfillment through fellowship of amazing people that you'll now have in your life that you probably never would have otherwise without this unification that Enagic brought on. So that's the biggest payoff now and always for me. The last 2 weekends I spent out in 2 different cities, rendezvousing with beautiful people that are in my life now I would have never ever known otherwise. Man, that's so fulfilling. Of beautiful people now in my lives. Okay, and we get to invite them into our lives every single week. So when you speak to someone, you know, I was talking about selling machines. Well, yeah, you can do that. But you know what? That's ordinary business. That's ordinary stuff. What we have is absolutely extraordinary. I owned my own construction company for a year, and you know, I did a whole lot of roofs on people's homes. They call me to get a roof on their home because they need one. Do you think that they still think of me? Do you think I'm on their Christmas card list? Not at all. I sold them a roof. They ain't thinking about me unless it started leaking, which never happened. But listen, they're not going to think about me. I sold them a roof. That's the same as me just selling them a machine. You know, that's ordinary business. What we got is so much more, which is having an impact on people's lives, offering and conveying true health to them. So whenever you speak to people, whatever it is that you say, whatever it is that you offer, it has to occur to them as an opportunity for them, for their needs to be fulfilled, for their wants to be fulfilled, for their desires to be actualized and to show up in their lifetime with your support. So you want to get pumped about their heart, dreams, desires, and visions that they just sit and dream about, not knowing it's a reality, and you come in and you become the bridge for them in their life. Now, this is extraordinary. They will remember you forever if you can offer this, which is entirely different than just selling them a water machine or selling them a roof. It has to occur to them as an absolute opportunity. And let me tell you something else really, really, really powerful. When you go to share this good news with people, something that I have recently come across that has freed me up and made all of my conversations 10 times more powerful, I'm going to tell you one thing right here, is that I am not attached to the outcome.
Key point. Write that down.
Most people are nervous and they're afraid and they're really so, oh man, I've only got one shot at this. I don't want to mess this up. This has got to be perfect. I got to get them enrolled and registered and launched in this one conversation or I failed. They're completely attached to the outcome before they even enter into it. And the client can pick up on that energy. And by the way, if you can remove yourself from the outcome and not be attached to the outcome, going into it, you are freed up to just be yourself and share the good news. And by planting that seed, like I said, you can just go ahead and water that seed and believe. And that's all you can do when you ever plant any seed. Plant a seed and just water it and believe. You can't control the sun, you can't control the moon, you can't control the locusts, but you can plant a seed and water it and believe. You're not attached to the outcome. When you talk to people, you want to go ahead and know that you have the best news ever. And you're just going to share this good news authentically from one person to another. And it takes the whole salesman approach out of it when you're not attached to the outcome.
That's right. That's right.
Knowing the second you step out of that role and you're not attached to the outcome, you leave all heaven and earth and the whole universe in control of the outcome, which means it's going to work for you on your behalf. So you can sit there and be like, I got good news to share with this person today. I wonder when they're going to come in. I wonder how this is going to go down. I wonder when they're going to receive it. But you ain't in control of the outcome, so you can freely be yourself. You know what that promotes? People will listen to you, not just the words that you're speaking, but the energy and spirit / behind those words that you're speaking.
Yep.
There's so much that people pick up from you that's not even your words. They're going to pick up off your energy. They're going to pick up off in your heart. And if they can detect that you have their best interest in mind and you're excited about what is possible for them, with no strings attached, you will have a whole lot funner doing this business, not being attached to the outcome. You'll be able to learn quicker on how to do it better. And by the way, the best teacher in this company is by you actually just getting into action.
Yep.
And not being attached to the outcome and planting that seed and taking the result from there. So I happened to come in just a little over 3 years ago. And I came in and I purchased an SD501. Well, I didn't know the heart of Enagic then. But you know what? I pulled out my wallet and I made a commitment to an SD501. I didn't have good credit. I couldn't just pay for the whole thing. I put a down payment and I was on a commitment for the rest of it. Well, guess what happened? My entire life now, 3 years later, has exploded. All I did was one SD501 then, and I have gotten so much now out of my life. That one SD501 became so much more. It's gonna. Now I've got great credit. I drove my brand new Lincoln off of the showroom floor a few months ago. It's going to pay for my next 9 cars and my next 9 homes. You know, this is getting financial health settled in your life. This is getting physical health settled in your life. Peace of mind settled. Now we got that out the way. Let's get on to now what else is possible. Now I get to go from being a compassionist to a true giver. And I get to share this good news with others and enroll them into what is possible for them in their life. And when I speak to people, I need to listen to what they need and what they want, because when I speak to them, it's going to occur to them as an opportunity. And I will share every day now without being attached to the outcome. This is powerful, folks.
Absolutely. So that's the thing that makes Enagic very special. I mean, Daryl and I work with other networking companies we have over the years. Nobody has the energy that Enagic has. I know people that have left Enagic. I know they're regretting it, and somewhere in their heart they're definitely regretting it because it's special. We have a family vibe here, and it's unlike anything else. So the truth behind all of this, truly, guys, is it's how we approach our business. You know, are we selling water? Are we providing a dream? I don't even like to sell a dream. I like to provide a dream. And Enagic's really one of the only companies in the world that I know of that I can actually say, yeah, you can actually provide a dream for somebody here. There's no like big pyramid scheme where all the money goes up. You know, there's an opportunity here. The money's thrown right there on the table for you. It's right here. It's eye level. You can reach out and grab it. It's all there. And the money doesn't matter. I mean, when you're living and being from a sense of passion and purpose, when everything you do comes from that, like Don and Todd has been talking about this evening, when you approach everything with that and you release the expectation of that immediate sale of a machine or selling of the water or whatever you're doing, things become great, things become to flow in your life, and success absolutely follows. I've experienced it in my life in many different ways. It's a philosophy. True health is actually a philosophy of life that is, you know, everybody in the world should be doing it, whether they're connected to Enagic or not. You know, so I just think it's beautiful, guys. Absolutely beautiful.
See, when we get people that's really going to get the heart of Enagic and what this is really all about, which is way beyond selling a water ionizer, that's ordinary business. We get into the people business, we get onto the empowerment business, we get onto launching dreams to really promote people what they really want to be up to in life. This is where we're going to just blow this thing wide open, like my buddy Joko in Indonesia. He's gotten into the people business. He's launching people's hearts. Anytime Joko speaks to somebody, he's speaking to the heart of the man. It's going to occur as an opportunity to them. Oh my gosh, I've been praying for a way. Thank you for being the bridge for me. They see him as the bridge for their whatever they wanted to be up to in life. It's absolutely amazing when you start to get the heart of Enagic. the Mr. Oshuro's vision is people. I guarantee you he loves people. He really, really does. I've even explained, this is a poor explanation I said to new prospects. He's like Kris Kringle times 1,000. That's a poor
My brother from Ohio, I love you.
Oh, that's a poor example, but I just want to let you guys really start to take on what it is that we really have here. We have what everyone could ever want, and so people just going to literally get this, and they're going to take on the Nike mentality, and everyone's just going to do it. You just do it, and it's just going to start popping up and happening. This is where Joko literally has said, fast is slow and slow is fast. When you can speak from one man to another, just a one-on-one, that moves like wildfire. True authenticity. And you think that that would be slow, but it moves fast. Why? Because he got the heart of what we're really offering here. You know, and I know a lot of people, and believe me, I was in the water sales business for a while, and that's all I had on the menu. Now I went from having a water ionizer on the menu to infinite other things on the menu.
Yeah.
You don't want this? Okay, how about a new car? Okay, no, you don't want that? How about your dream? What is it that you want? Well, that's on the menu too. And we can show you how to get that with support. So it gets real exciting to have so much to offer. And my favorite thing about it is, I was telling someone the other day, we have a mastermind group that meets twice a week. And if someone came in and took a snapshot of our mastermind group, they'd really be confused. How in the world did this group of people get together? Because so we got some doctors. We got Mr. Dr. Alan Moore, who is phenomenal. He's probably maybe one of the older gents in the crowd. And then we've got, you know, we've got doctors, we've got realtors, we've got entrepreneurs, Indigo Life Media, and then we got a bunch of tattoo artists, and then we got a bunch of musicians, and then we got a bunch of Koreans, and we've got this crazy group of people. Guess what? There's only one thing under the sun that's going to unify such a beautiful group of people, and that is the heart of Enagic. People that get it. And so that's my favorite part about this is complete fulfillment through fellowship. It's unifying people on what they want to be up to. And everyone in our mastermind group has different dreams, visions, and desires of what they want to be up to and create in this life. And it's not to create themselves having a job with Enagic. This is why you really want to get the heart of Enagic so we can bring on real duplication, because if you don't have duplication, you just set up having a job with Enagic. Okay, it's one and done. Now it's how many machines you can sell to eat, to get an income to just pay your bills and have lunch next week. But that's ordinary stuff. Please don't take Enagic on as what you can do with your own two hands. It's about owning your own system where you can have hundreds or thousands of partners getting paid off of all of their efforts as well. And this is where we come together as partners to create something really powerful. So here pretty soon we're going to have reports on people that, because of Enagic, boom, here's my new album. Because of Enagic, boom, here's this movie I got to shoot. Because of Enagic, boom, here's this new foundation I started. Because of Enagic, boom, look at my family and my home and my kids now. Whatever, this is what we're trying to create. That's way more than just the world getting hydrated.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you so much, Todd. It's always a great pleasure to hear you. So we got about 5 minutes left, and here is the big kicker, Don. Last week, somebody, or not last week, it was a couple weeks ago, somebody said to me, you know, so we have a lot of fluff calls. This, I wouldn't say, I'd say this call right here is probably more important than a lot of the, you know, this guy wants like hardcore like sales training, like he wants like, you know, he wants everything laid out for him. He wants to know how to approach the health clubs and how to do this and how to do that. Now, Don, we got 5 minutes. Give us all of that. Give us the substance behind everything that we've talked about tonight.
Check it. Okay. The substance, give it up. It's just not our business. You know, people come to me all the time. You know, I want to sell the health clubs. I'm like, what do you want to sell? Well, Kangen water. What do you mean? I'm like, why? What if the health club needs the financial aspect? They are I can't think of another word. We have a word in Japanese, but I don't know the word in English. It means to impose your will on others. And I feel that's what we're doing. You've got to get into the client's heart and mind. And Todd just gave you the best testimonial ever said. Had nothing to do with any disease. He said, think of it, when you can show people, hey, this is my foundation, hey, this is this, I started this, I helped it. That's the meaning of Enagic, not my hemorrhoids are cured, or, you know, my right butt cheek used to hurt, now it doesn't, or my dog turned into a cat, or whatever, you know, this kind of stuff. That's not the real testimonial. The perfect testimonial to close a gym, a health food store, a grandma, a grandpa, name what you have, is a life-changing, dramatic testimonial. And when I mean drama, Mr. O uses the word drama to mean your ascension from hardship to fulfillment. You must have that struggle. He's always talked about you must have an issue that has to be overcome, not through brute force, but through actually being water-like and melding with things and taking a softer route. And therefore, that's the reason of Enagic. So when people say, I want real hardcore selling advice, first thing I say is, what are you selling? Oh, I'm selling a machine. I'm like, oh, you're just misguided. Sorry. You know, we tricked you. Or what have it. People have to learn that our product is people. And as Todd said, if you focus on the other person's wishes, aspirations, it might even be they don't even have any dreams. They just have an issue they have to escape from. Think of that SD501 wrapped in keys. You just got to pick the right key to liberate that guy. You know, what jail are you in? Where's the chain? I wish we could have a machine with a wallpaper of keys on it, and it just said, listen, this device right here can liberate you from any problem you have in life. How much more powerful would that be than, well, this thing makes 9.5. So when people come to EWS, they say, you know, I want to know how to sell. I think what they're really asking for is, I want to know how to relate. If we can teach them how to relate to people, you don't need to know how to sell.
Yeah.
Right? Selling is a base 101. It's like a
nobody likes it.
College.
I hate being sold to.
Yeah. Relating to
hang out the phone with first chance I get.
Relating to people is that PhD course. That's where we should be striving to. We should be striving to master Mr. Oshiro's level of how he deals with people, not saying, I want to sell you this device so that I can move on to the next person. In other words, I want to have Eric join my team. The minute he puts that machine in his home or that device in his home, I'm calling you next week, I'm calling you next year, I'm calling you all the time. We're staying in contact because we have developed a human bond in a relationship. We haven't, as you said, just, you know, or as Todd said, fixed a roof and, you know, we're on to something different. I don't remember the last guy that sold me a pair of shoes, right? But I do remember the people in Enagic, specifically Enagic, who absolutely changed my life, without a doubt. Have altered the course of Don Prosser's life through a handful of individuals that I would have never had the chance to meet. So my whole entire life changed. And I'm not out there saying I used to have hangnails and now I don't. That's not the testimonial. Your testimonial is the effect of what you have been freed from or what you've been enlightened unto.
It simplifies the whole thing, Don. It really does. You know, so do we need to know all these different very, you know, high-tech sales approaches? Do we need to know all of the high-tech components of our water, which are fantastic? But don't, you know, I just think a lot of these things become traps for people. They get lost in the details. They get lost in you know, selling this machine, selling the water. You know, it's too easy to get lost there because there's things that people don't understand. You know, it opens up a lot of objections. It opens a lot of questions. All of these things. But when you look at Joko in Indonesia and you look at Todd and of course all the great things that you teach us in Esprit and other things that you've done, Don, with Enagic and the training, you are the master of training for Enagic, and we appreciate you for that. It's really a simple relationship business aspect of things. Get the basics of what you need to know. Proceed with the right thing in your heart, and of course, the right mindset. Believe in yourself, and of course, don't give up. Every success is one step behind a failure. So always remember that. Every failure that you have, you're just one step closer to that success that you're looking for. Don't ever ever give up. Just keep working on yourself, and eventually this stuff's going to click into place. I mean, if Joko can do it in Indonesia, and he has done it. I mean, when I asked him, I chatted with him some online. It's like he's not like there's nothing really super special that he's doing, but it is very special what he's doing. You know, because he's sharing that business. He's sharing the Enagic vision, the True Health vision of the mental truth, the mental, physical, and financial truth, the financial, all the health that Enagic provides for us. Those three elements is so important. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this webinar up, guys, but it's been a real pleasure to share with all of you tonight. And, of course, Don, to have you here is a real treat, man. We love you. You put endless hours in for us. I know you've been training all day. So from behalf of the entire company and, of course, Enagic Web System, you have stood behind us all these years. We love you, man. Thank you for all that you do. We appreciate you. And Todd, thank you for all you're doing out there. I know you're traveling all over and just doing great things for people and helping people, because you know what, Todd? You know that when you help others, it helps you. You get what you give in this world, and that is it. That is the final written line. It's a check. It's a blank check written to you, and you understand that, brother. And I bless you and thank you for what you're doing, and of course helping me with all of the support and all the needs that people have out there, man. We love you and we appreciate you.
Eric, thank you so much for saying that. As the only distributor sitting here on this webinar, I got to speak to you two gentlemen from us distributors, Mr. Eric Prusak and Mr. Don Prosser. Our lives have been launched and ever changed because of your participation. So I want to say to both of you gentlemen right now, from all of us distributors right now, thank you so much for your impact and being committed to standing for what is possible for us in all of our lives. And this, I can't even tell you guys how amazing these gentlemen are. So,
I'm in a great mood, man. I'm gonna go party have a good time.
And this is also, for you distributors out there, this is also the first thing that you want to say to every person you talk to when they tell you no. That's okay, because you're not attached to the outcome. You want to tell your clients, hey, listen, no, you're not interested in this? Okay, well, thanks for sharing this time with me today. I want you to remember one thing. What's that? I want you to remember that I am committed to standing for you and what is possible in your life. Next week, 2 months from now, 2 years, I got your back. I'll be here. Just remember that. That's what you want to say to your people when they tell you no. And guess what? They'll go back to their ordinary world, and all of a sudden they'll be like, oh my gosh, wow, what? Nobody cares about me. That Todd guy, what did he say? He's committed to stay. Why am I telling him no? I think I'm going to see what is possible. So that's what you want to tell your prospects. But for you two gentlemen on the line right here, the contribution that you have made in all of our distributor lives is unbelievable. You guys are the bridge for us. And you guys continue to contribute into our lives every day, in and out, and to make what we're up to even possible. It's absolutely extraordinary. You guys are gentlemen that we couldn't do it without you. So I tip my hat to you, gentlemen, and love you dearly, both of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you for that, brother. I wish we were all together tonight so we can crack a beer and enjoy each other's company. Or a king and water, sorry. Actually, I wish that all of you on the line tonight were with us, because I love you all and I appreciate you. Without your support of Enagic Web System, none of this would be possible. We wouldn't be here, and like I said, we've been here for 10 years, so thank you for supporting us and having an account with us and all the great things that you've done for us over the years. My family loves you. We appreciate you. We count our blessings every single day. Thank you so much for all that you've done out there and sharing the vision of True Health with the world. This is a family, and it's so good to be a part of it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Todd. Good night, everybody. Give us a tag on Facebook. Let us know what you thought about this training this evening, and we'll see you on the next show next week. Much love, everyone. Goodbye for now. Cheers.